precious souls. The message I'm about to deliver is about love and the power of love. And some of you just rolled your eyes and are ready to scroll, and you're the ones who need to hear this. We can all listen to this. It's for everybody. Love is a secret superpower. The only thing that might be comparable in power would be authenticity. And both go hand in hand, and it's what we're meant to learn in this world, to lead from, and it is the only thing that fights darkness. The only thing. Authenticity and love. Unconditional love. Compassion, empathy. So the other day, and I didn't realize I was supposed to share this, but everything has a reason, and I know this. I was told to share this, so I'm on here sharing. I went to Home Depot store, where I love that store. But I was returning an item that I didn't need. And of course, like throughout all my life, randomly, the woman I've never met at the cash register just started telling me something that she had experienced. And I could tell, I could sense, I could feel that she was triggered. Bless her heart. She was triggered, but she was saying this all with a smile. But she stated to the something to the effect of, and she had just finished talking to a coworker who was leaving as I was approaching, and they saw me coming. She goes, "Do you know? I just got written up, called to the office, and written up because I called a customer love." And she was just telling me, she goes, "So I better be careful. I've got to reprogram how I speak to people." And I said, "Why do you think you got written up by calling a customer love?" And she said, "Well, because the customer reported me to my boss, to my supervisor, because she was really angry and said, this person is not my love. I do not have a love." And she literally, this customer, took the time to go find the supervisor and write this sweet, precious soul up for speaking out of kindness. I don't know anybody who is meaning to be abusive or intends to be abusive or anything negative in any way that calls somebody love. Turns out this woman, as she continued to explain to me, and I just let her, I listened, I let her, she needed validation. She needed to speak what was eating her inside. It was very triggering, I could tell. And she continued to say, I was raised in a British family, so we use the term, the label, the name love so frequently. It's just so natural. And I understood where she was coming from, but I could see quite clearly that she is definitely a light worker. She doesn't know it yet. I don't think she definitely doesn't know it yet. She's walking into her awakening, and she's going to soon find out. And this is an example of what's happening right now, okay? And this might be happening to you. There are so many beautiful souls, especially those who are called to the purpose of speaking authentically who they really are, being authentically who they really are when they operate out of love. And I can guarantee you that this woman has struggled her entire life with being ridiculed, mocked, picked on for her kind heart. I can almost guarantee it. It's the journey of a light worker. And I know what is happening around her. I can see what the big picture is. I can't explain it. I'm a seer of the truth. I can see it all. And Her spirit guides are trying to get her to leave this part time job where she's not valued for who she truly is. She is being tested to stand in her authenticity. And she was being tested to stand up to the supervisor and say, if you do not want me because I am too kind, or because my light triggers dark people who are operating in low vibration, then I don't belong here. She certainly belongs somewhere else. She belongs to something so much bigger and than she can even fathom right now. But she was being triggered to heal that wound, where I could see I could see her childhood. I could see the innocent child in her, where she has always gone on the journey where she was challenged for being herself. She was challenged for sharing her light and love, that she was so deeply misunderstood, and it triggered so many people who are unhealed. And she would be mocked throughout her life, and she was forced to dim her light her entire life. And she's being challenged now, and it'll get more and more extreme. Think about it. What kind of a supervisor or any employer wouldn't want someone who radiates love and kindness, especially with their customers or coworkers? What kind of a person would want to shape or change someone who's already so incredibly brilliant and operates from the place that is so powerful that even though they are facing the public and all of their different dynamics, which a lot of them are not positive people, they're still unhealed, and still face them with a smile and still generate love and project it to send that person off to have a really great day, no matter what their experience was before. What kind of an employer would want to dim their light? It's an employer I wouldn't want to work for. And I know she will find that, she will see that. If she didn't see that by the end of this shift that we were speaking, I did not interfere. I understand her path. You can't give people the answers. They need to find them from within. But this is happening to everybody. You're being challenged. It's a test. Will you stand in your authenticity and advocate for yourself? Because what she needed to do was to look her supervisor in the eye after a deeper understanding of there isn't a single ounce of money that is worth me bowing or altering who the Creator made me to be in order to stay here. It was such a clear message from her divine team, trying to make her feel so uncomfortable that she knows she doesn't belong here. I don't belong here. These are not my people. They do not value me. They just want a face. They want me to be a robot. They want me to be molded into what? A robot? A feelingless, void robot that can conform to the small box that they need this all to fit in, so that every single dynamic will always be pleased, that they will never be made to feel special when they're not ready to have that special. And definitely there were childhood traumas that she was facing. They triggered her enough that she had reached out to that employee looking for outside validation that, does this seem right to you? When within she's screaming, knowing it isn't. But she couldn't hear that voice. She wouldn't trust that voice. And then she said it to me. And I validated her by simply stating, isn't that odd? Why would an employer want to reprimand someone who is operating out of love and kindness when there's so many people striving to find people like that and achieve that in themselves in this world? Isn't that interesting? Why would he try to do that? I just wanted her to ask herself, because he's not ready. He's not at her level. She belongs somewhere else. And that's how you know. These are times of tests. And if you want to know what your test is, it's whatever is riling up inside of you that's triggering you. Clearly, she triggered that woman by saying, "Have a great day, love." What? Stepping back. I mean, honestly, while she was filling out the form to write her up, she was being tested. Can you hear this out loud? Can you see what you are putting in the 3D world right now? I am furious. This woman called me love. I am not her love. Da da da. I'm certain that this woman was not trying to get a fast date with her. She was a mature woman, a very beautiful soul. She was simply projecting happiness onto somebody, and she was reprimanded. She doesn't belong there. She's too good for that. But deep down inside, she feels like as long as I try a little harder, maybe if I just get it right and reprogram everything that I've always been to fit in this space with all these broken people. No, she's got it backwards. She'll figure it out. I have full confidence. And then soon she will realize how gifted she is. And part of this is not running from these triggers, but seeing what they are. What did this make me feel like inside? That I'm not valuable the way I am? That's been a lesson her whole life. And she's constantly tried to be a beautiful angel, trying to fit in this very 3D human world. Okay? And it's her time now to see herself for who she really is. And that absolutely, she radiates love. And just to allow anybody to block that is blocking your gifts and your true purpose to share love and authenticity. She was being authentic, but that was not permissible in this place of employment. For what? Minimum wage? Part-time hours? One day she'll see how incredibly magical she is. Incredibly. I look back at all of the employers who mistreated me, who tried to get me to comply. And for a long time, I tried. I was a single mom for a long time. I had a lot of reasons. I was the main breadwinner. I had a lot of reasons to keep 3 jobs at a time where I was mistreated. I was forced to, one job, I was put on the front lines, forced to evict people at Christmas time, eviction notices. And I was so desperate I was so preoccupied with, I need to survive. I need this money. And I would, console the people that I couldn't be myself. And then as time went on, I said, this is so uncomfortable. This is the opposite of me. I cannot let darkness flow through me for any money. I can't do it. And I stepped away from all the people. I stepped away from all the employers who asked of me to either be something I'm not, or my life was made extremely difficult, very difficult. Oh boy. I stepped away. I had to put blind trust in my faith, in my Creator who made me this way. As flawed and as imperfect and yet perfectly imperfect as I am, I was forced to free fall and say, you made me this way. Why? I've never fit in. Why? Show me. Show me why it's painful to try to lower myself to fit in a world where I don't belong. Show me. And it was during that and other healings where I had to face all of the darkness inside, all of the traumas, all of the things that were crippling fears, all of the deep-rooted insecurities, the people-pleasing, the fear of speaking up for all the threats that were put on my life if I did, by many. All of it. I faced it all. I free fell. And it was hard. It was dark. But that's what we come here for. This is why we came here. We came here to walk through those emotions, not stuff them down. We came here to ask those difficult questions. We came here to ask ourselves, will you really be a slave to the mindset of others who are unhealed? Or are we going to go and do our shadow work? Are we going to face all of our fears, all of our traumas, and ask why? Where'd they come from? And cry it out, and scream it out, and rage it out, and step forward in our truth, even though we look like the crazy ones, which is so satisfying to those who we left behind. They want us to look crazy. But who's the crazy one? The one who refuses to comply with slavery, with being unauthentic, with being cold and closing your heart and speaking like a robot and acting and living like a robot, being a slave to money? Which one's crazy? Anyways, I needed to share that with you. This is a time to question everything. Can you see past the illusions? Can you sense your own energy in your own soul and know what is real? Can you break through these veils that have been put over our eyes? Can you find your truth? Can you speak your truth? Can you finally coddle that inner child that struggled his or her entire life, fighting to be heard, fighting to be understood? This is the time. There are so many, millions of people waking up. This precious soul that I spoke to that day, she's awakening. She's going through it. These tower moments, these very uncomfortable feelings are there for a reason. It's your beautiful spirit team trying to get you to awaken, to see how powerful love is, how powerful authenticity is, and how working backwards and hiding it or covering it up or suppressing it, suppressing your emotions or not speaking up or validating others when they feel something or working to understand why they feel that way and why we feel that way. This is what it's all about. If you're triggered, if this triggers you, I'm grateful. Be grateful. Be grateful for anything that triggers you, because that is your divine team trying to wake you up. And there's nothing more peaceful in this world than showing up as you are by being authentic and being as loving as your innocent child inside always was. You don't let the darkness take over that beautiful, bright light of yours. Because the only way to fight darkness, the only way, is through love. It is the only way to fight darkness. It is not through war. It is not through retaliation, vindictive behaviors, competitiveness, gossiping. It's through, that's backwards. That feeds it. How can anybody who's angry not melt when you show concern, when you work to understand, when you hug them? They want to be seen and heard just like us. Everybody does. We all do. We want to be seen. We want to be heard. We want to be understood. We want to be validated. We want to be enough, even when we were raised to believe maybe we weren't by people around us. We want to be empowered. We want to have a cheering section. We want to know we're not alone. This is the human experience. We are souls in skin suits, and we are all waking up. So I'm sharing this with you, and if you're still here, I'm very proud of you. You needed to hear this. Some of you already understand this, and you're sharing this with others, and I'm so proud of you for that. I validate all of your feelings. The struggle is real, and we're all at different parts of this journey, and we need to understand and have compassion for each other, especially those who are unhealed and not take things personal, but see that they're struggling on their journey. And also get to understand your soul and your body and the feelings you feel. Are you where you belong, or are you being tested? With relationships, jobs, there's a lot of movement going on right now. Listen to it. Feel it. Be obedient to it. It is your soul. It is your soul family. It is your spirit guides, your ancestors. You're breaking through so many cycles. And you've got this. And we're in this together. You're not alone. Be authentic and be love, because then nothing could touch you. Sending so much love and light. Thank you for listening.